my voice heard on this bill that proposes to make county assemblies independent. Mr. Speaker, I want to begin by thanking you as the author of this bill, and the people of Meru should know that your bill will contribute a great deal to stopping the fights that we have seen from the county of Meru between the governor and honorable MCS. Because, Mr. Speaker, I have no doubt that once this bill is enacted, and I don't think there is any senator who will be in opposition, we shall have peace in the county of Meru. Mr. Speaker, at times, MCS don't like to be beggars. And that's what brings friction between members of county assemblies and the office of the honorable governor. So we want to thank you. This bill will not just benefit the people of the county of Meru, but it will also benefit all the 47 counties of the Republic. We thank you, Mr. Speaker, and our contribution will be fully to support this bill. Mr. Speaker, we want to see our county assemblies getting the stature that is in other countries where we have devolved system of government. Mr. Speaker, last week, you saw the way the newspapers reported the election of Ulda Momanyi as a member of the state parliament of Minnesota. It made news here of Minnesota. I hope, Mr. Speaker, that our government, this broad-based government, Mr. Speaker, will now build for us Suneka Airport. If not, Mr. Suneka Airport. If not, Mr. Speaker, the people of Nyamira are ready and willing to to donate land to the national government to build an airport for us. This lady will rise to become a senator and maybe the first female president of the United States of America, just like Obama did from our neighboring county of Siaya. Senator Galwale, this lady will rise to become a great person in the United States of America. So we congratulate her, Mr. Speaker, and I want to make a special appeal to other Kenyans who have migrated to other nations, those who are in Australia, those who are in the UK, those who are in Canada. They should borrow from the example of this young lady. Go into the political space, seek for elective offices, Mr. Speaker. The political space, seek for elective offices, Mr. Speaker, and they make our country proud. We are going to organize a big homecoming for our daughter, Mr. Speaker. The way Obama was received in Siaya, the people of Nyamira must also receive their daughter in the great county of Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. I invite the senators, when we bring her home, we will slaughter bulls, goats, chicken, matoke will be served in plenty. And before that happens, Mr. Speaker, we shall send a delegation to Minnesota to go and congratulate our daughter who has done us proud. I hope next time we'll be celebrating a daughter from our neighboring county of Kericho or the great county of Kakamega, Mr. Speaker. That's how we want it to be. We want Kenyans out there to shine. So this bill, Mr. Speaker, is something that is dear to many of us. Mr. Speaker, 2 weeks ago, you saw the kind of chaos that we had in the county of Nyamira, Mr. Speaker, where the members of county assembly were trying, or they tried to impeach their speaker. That didn't work. And the house of an honorable MCA from Omogenicracks ward was set on fire, Mr. Speaker. It was set on fire. A guard, a watchman, guarding the premises of the county assembly of Nyamira, was attacked, beaten, torched. I mean, the people who attacked him tossed him with paraffin, and he has been nursing injuries at the Nyamira Referral Hospital. Because of this idea of a governor who wants to have members of county assembly to be at his mercy, Mr. Speaker. That's not what devolution was meant to do, Mr. Speaker. Let's borrow the structure that we have. Mr. Speaker, our Parliamentary Service Commission is detached from the executive. We don't go begging from the executive, Mr. Speaker. We appropriate our money, Mr. Speaker, and we run our affairs. You can imagine, Mr. Speaker, a situation where anytime members of county assembly want to make a payment, they have to go and beg at the county treasury, Mr. Speaker. And if you are not in good books with your governor, you'll be on the queue for a long time before your bills are settled. And how do you get into the bad books of a governor? Try to oversight him. Try to put him on toes, Mr. Speaker. And if you get others who will tell you that their human air can never be shaken, I don't know how to put in quotes, if you permit me, Speaker. I don't know how to translate. My governor says, "Tu kitarikonyagera." Tu kitarikonyagera. Like nothing can make his human air to shake. He tells MCAs when they are asking, why is there no medicine in hospital? He tells them, "Tu kitarikonyagera." Meaning my human air cannot be shaken because people have lacked drugs in hospitals. Mr. Speaker, people go to hospital, they want to just get services, treatment. Clinical officers are on strike. He tells them, my human air will not shake in my head. Because he thinks he's controlling all the money that goes to Nyamira is meant to go to his own pocket, Mr. Speaker. So if this bill passes, Mr. Speaker, there will be that separation and financial independence of county assemblies so that they can properly oversight the office of governor, Mr. Speaker. The other day, and Senator Cheruiyot knows, our farmers in Nyamira and our neighboring counties of Kericho, I know in Meru you got good bonus. Mr. Speaker, I'm also a farmer. Me, I was paid per kilo, 20 shillings. 20 shillings, Honorable Galwal. Where do you get money to pay the guy who has been tilling your land for the whole year? There is fertilizer. You need to pay. From that money, you need to pay school fees. From that money, Mr. Speaker, our wazirs need to wear a nice suit, like the one you are wearing, Mr. Speaker. Others need a nice counter suit, like what Honorable Nyonka is wearing. That 20 shillings is nothing, Mr. Speaker. But my governor says his human air will not be shaken because farmers are being paid 20 shillings. You can imagine, Mr. Speaker. So I hope this bill can get the support of our brothers from the National Assembly, Mr. Speaker. We fast track it, it gets enacted as soon as possible so that we lay a basis of true independence for our MCAs. Let them receive their money. Let them budget for it, Mr. Speaker. Let them use it to oversight our governors so that, Mr. Speaker, the money that we send to our counties can have meaning to the 7 basic rights of a human being. Let our people get water, Mr. Speaker. Let our people get medical attention. Let them go to hospitals and get drugs, Mr. Speaker. Let them have roads, Mr. Speaker. Let us have good markets for our people. Let us improve sanitary, Mr. Speaker. The 7 basic rights of a human being so that we can have happiness from the people we represent, Mr. Speaker. And I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that there are good accountability measures that have been proposed in this bill through the Office of Controller of Budget. So we should not have fear that our MCAs will misuse this money. Clause 119 says that the Controller of Budget shall have viewer rights access to all bank accounts maintained by the county executive, the county assembly, and all other county government entities. So there is good mechanisms in ensuring that this money will be used for the intended purposes. Let us not allow these prevailing situations for now where MCAs are at the mercy of our governors. I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that the administrator of this fund, there will be a fund equivalent to what we have as members of National Assembly and Senate, as that's the entity called Parliament, Mr. Speaker. So I fully support this bill, Mr. Speaker, and I also want to support the initiative that was put in place between His Excellency, the President, and Prime Minister, former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. This afternoon, Mr. Speaker, I've seen a transmission of names for appointment to various independent constitutional offices, and I'm happy, Mr. Speaker, that at least I've seen names of people from Omogenicracks Nation, Mr. Speaker. I've seen the name of Dr. Onyego nominated to serve in IPOA, and that's what we want, Mr. Speaker. We want this government to serve all the 47, I don't know that we are 45, ethnic, 42, all the 42 ethnic communities, Mr. Speaker. I'm sure if Dr. Kalwal will go through the names, you will see somebody from the Luya Nation. I'm sure Cheruiyot from Kericho. We'll see somebody from Kericho. And I'm sure there could be a name from Meru, all the bigger Mount Kenya region, and others. And that's what we want, Mr. Speaker. Let us all feel that there is a sense of belonging to this government. And I'm appealing to His Excellency the President, now that we have promoted Honorable Professor Kindiki to be our deputy president, and there are those 2 vacancies for CS. With the performance of Ulda Momanyi in the USA, Minnesota, Mr. Speaker, the county of Nyamira should also be considered, Mr. Speaker, for a position of CS, Mr. Speaker. As we speak now, imagine, I don't have a PS from the county of Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. I don't have a CS. Let us appreciate, Mr. Speaker, that the people of Nyamira have demonstrated that they have talent to serve, not just in Kenya, but they can even serve in America, Mr. Speaker. So we are appealing to the President, Mr. Speaker, not to forget the people of Nyamira, Mr. Speaker. We have even produced renowned runners, Mr. Speaker, from the county of Nyamira. So we are pleading with His Excellency to continue this spirit of having a broad-based government, so that when he's picking his next set of cabinet secretaries, he can also remember the great people of the county of Nyamira. With those remarks, Mr. Speaker, I support.
Okay. Last but not the least, Senator Onyonka Richard.
Mr. Speaker, I want to say thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to also say a few things about this bill. Mr. Speaker, I am actually extremely excited with the Senate as a House, because we are now becoming proactive. Many of